The conferences really want their money, as we all know. After saying they could stay at a 12-team playoff, we could stay at a 12-team playoff, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Basically, everything shifted this week to make sure they don't have to stay at a 12-team playoff. The Big Ten had said no to a 16-team playoff with 11 at-large bids unless the SEC went to a 9-game conference schedule. The SEC said we're not going to a 9-game conference schedule unless that selection process has something about scheduling strength in there. And then this week, the selection process got added a scheduling component. The SEC the next day says, okay, we're going to a 9-game schedule. So my guess is the next thing you're going to hear is the Big Ten saying 16-team playoff and we'll do 11 at-large bids. My question, though, who are the winners and the losers? One, I'm a winner because I've been wanting to cover better games.
Yes,
I've been pounding the desk for 9 games forever. So big winner, Johnny.
Big winner, Bob, too.
Yeah.
Because that's a better game in Neyland Stadium.
Right.
So winners would be fans.
That's what I had
Exactly.
first. The fans were the big winners.
I think this gets one of those horrible games out of your. It doesn't matter if it is Vandy at its very worst. I would rather see that than
New
some
Mexico
of these
State.
games.
New Mexico State,
Well,
exactly.
and
You know, the
Or New
Kent
Mexico
States,
State, or
all
UAB.
that stuff. So
The
yes.
big winner's the fans because you're going to get more quality games.
Yes.
But the loser is the coaches. The coaches politicked
Yeah.
against this because they wanted that game to be able to play their freshmen,
Correct.
rest their starters, and get their freshmen work and get their backups work, and
Or
they
just
wanted
get
all
the
of that
win.
stuff.
They just want the win.
They
I don't
want the
buy
win.
that.
I was told by from three
Well, they
different
may
people
tell
in
you
that
that, but I don't
world
buy it.
that, well, how are we supposed to get our freshmen work? And I'm like, are you paying attention to the health of your sport? You can't do that.
I think they like having 3 or 4 automatic wins a year.
And maybe
That's
they
my
do,
guess.
and you'll get that still. But the coaches politicked and lobbied for this. They changed Greg Sankey's mind at SEC meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't able to get this through the pass through.
Fans, these are the biggest winner fans,
Fans.
biggest loser SEC coaches. Go ahead, Chuck.
I think the rivalries, and we'll be talking about it later, I know, I think that's a big winner because you're going to get to see not only your big rivals, but you're going to bring in some that used to be.
You'll see everybody within twice in a 4-year stretch.
Exactly.
Yes,
Instead
yes.
of having to wait 16 years or whatever it was, 14 years. So, yeah, I think the rival really stands out
But
big
I
on
think
that.
the preservation of them too,
Right.
because I think a lot of people, well, Tennessee and Alabama may not be played every year. I think that would have been horrible. And so, yeah, the fact that those games do get saved
Right.
is a fantastic thing.
I agree.
Any other winners and losers, Josh?
Yeah, among programs in college football, I think the haves win, the have-nots will not. I
Yeah.
think the haves with the money and the resources, you know who the big programs are in college football. You tell them, can you get into the top 16 if we're expecting inevitable expansion? That's very doable. So not all of them are going to do it, and some will lose. But even when the coaches can't get it done at those big programs, they're going to get huge checks to go home. So the big programs, and Tennessee can be in that haves category, zoom out, big picture, they will win from this because they'll have more playoff appearances, they'll get more cash with it, and they'll grow from there.
And the TV networks.
ESPN is a winner. They're paying
better
more, but
games
they get.
Instead, if you're
Yes.
sitting at home watching football, you'll have better games.
It also, for ESPN, this would increase as much as expanding the playoff undercuts the regular season. I mean, again, I know people here don't understand the Ohio State-Michigan thing. I lived up there. The fact that Ohio State could lose to Michigan, lose another game, have 2 losses, and win a national championship and not care about the Michigan loss, that is a fundamental change to college football. So this strikes back at that a little bit because you're going to get better regular season games. So that's a little bit of push toward keeping the regular season important. I don't know that it matters in terms of who will win a championship, but it's at least better games in the regular season, so the ESPNs of the world do win. I'll give you 2 more. SEC coffers, because you're getting more money from the SEC. You're going to get a bunch of guys in a 16-team playoff with 11 at-large bids. I think the SEC wins in this. And I think the losers, people who expect undefeated seasons, who walk around saying, well, this guy can't get it done. He loses 2 games a year.
Yeah.
I think you better be celebrating anybody who loses 2 games a year because in this setup, it's going to be tougher for anybody to just march through the league.
Right.
And it's going to be tougher with a transfer portal on top of this. The teams you're playing, the transfer portal, I don't think you're going to see teams be as consistent as they've been in the past. I think it's going to be much more like the NFL where you're up for a couple of
Yep.
years and you go back down. So just a guess. We'll see.